Yeah.
set up. Righty ho.
Cool.
Jack Fincham, good afternoon to you, sir. We've just been speaking. By the way, it's great to see you, mate. Looking really well.
Honestly, mate. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in ages, mate. The hair's looking good. Looking great, mate. I love it.
We were just talking about lockdown hair. Let's see yours. Bring it down to the camera a bit.
Look.
That's looking fresh, isn't it?
I could have made more of an effort today. I've got my clothes on. I've brushed my hair, but then I've just sort of let the wind. I took the dogs out for a walk, and I've just let the wind do what it wants to it. But you know, at least you look good, mate.
This is just accidental, but thank you. I appreciate it. I see you've been doing a lot through lockdown with the dogs as well. We had a couple of chats with them. They're the stars of the household right now. Let's not.
I love them, mate.
Be real.
I'm always surrounded by dogs. So there's 5 in the house, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just missing one. There's always one next. There's always one somewhere close by. Hold on a minute. Had our spinning around 2 over there on the settee, and the big boy down there next to something flat packed, which I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, it's a shoe rack. But I honestly, when I see flat packed, I panic. So it's been there for hours now.
There's always got to be someone else that can pick up that job.
I'm not doing it. I'm waiting for my stepdad to get home and he can do it. It's not for me. It's not for me.
We're in terms of society, we're coming towards the end of lockdown now, but it has been going on. Gym's still not open yet. I know that you're a man to stay in shape.
I find it. I'll be honest. I do find it a bit odd that like McDonald's and pubs were a priority.
Yeah.
And then the gyms ain't open. I mean, look, I've seen people in the same proximity as you'd be in the gym, so I don't get. Look, that's probably another conversation for another day. But I'm just surprised because I thought that surely that's more healthy, isn't it? Like to be going in the gym and making yourself feel good rather than boozing and eating McDonald's.
Especially if we're coming out the back of a health pandemic, you want to stay healthy.
Yeah,
you want
it was just an assumption. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love McDonald's, but and I actually queued up for 40 minutes to get it. But
are you joking? Yeah. What did you go for? What was your breakout meal?
Mate, I had it was delicious. So I had 9 nuggets. Then I had 2 double cheeseburgers, large Coke, and mozzarella dippers. In my head, I thought if I don't get chips, I'm being good, but it's not really. Like in my head,
for a penny, in for a pound there.
Yeah, in my head I could go, well, I didn't get chips, but I ate a lot and I loved it. Mate, I like to get an array of sauces. So I had like the curry sauce, I had like the barbecue, I had ketchup, and I sort of dip and go, oh, I'll have this one with this one now. And I like to get the big barbecue sauce as well. Oh, it's delicious.
Oh yeah, mate, no messing there. Is that your cheap food? Is McDonald's your favorite? It sounds like
McDonald's, mate. I love McDonald's. I could eat McDonald's every day.
Do you know, we had Emil Heskey on here the other week, and he was talking about how he's going vegetarian, he's staying in shape, and all the rest of it. And I said to him, "What's your favourite cheap food?" Straight away, McDonald's.
Mate, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. And like even the smell of it, I'm like, oh, I need it. But there's no McDonald's on the menu at the minute.
No, you're staying in shape. Before we get into why you're staying in shape and what you're doing at the moment, throughout lockdown, I saw on your Instagram that you were doing workouts at home. A couple of training programs. How did you find all that?
So look, at the start, because obviously I was hoping to be fighting in the summer, but obviously that's been cancelled now. But so at the start of lockdown, I had this little spur of motivation. So I was doing training at home and stuff. And then I had nothing to train towards, and the gyms were closed and I couldn't muster up the motivation after a little while to train in the garden. So I lost all motivation, to be honest. I was like, I don't want to go for a run. I'd rather just take the dogs for a walk and then go and have some lunch. So I lost motivation. I put the weight back on that I'd lost, was drinking a lot indoors, just not interested in training. Because I had nothing to train towards, do you know what I mean? But then now things have started opening up again and we can see more stuff on the horizon. Yeah. We're getting more things open, more freedom. I said to them, right, you want to be a boxer, you want to get back in the ring, let's start training. So the last 2 weeks I've been on it again. Like I haven't had a drink in like nearly 4 weeks. And I feel good for it. And I'm just on the training now, just trying to do what I can, get the weight back off. I've got a nutritionist on board. And yeah, I'm proper. My head's in the game again now. And to be honest, I think everything happens for a reason. And I'm half glad that I didn't box when I was supposed to box, because I don't think my mind was ready for it. Because I was still going like, do you know what? I've lost some weight, so I'll have a couple of gins. It's pointless. Whereas now I've knocked it all on the head, and I'm in a different headspace, and I feel ready. Do you know what I mean? To do it properly.
I think on that topic, when you train harder, when you've got a goal to work towards, and you're training however many times a day or a week, and you're knocking the drink on the head and everything else, physically and mentally you improve, don't you? There's that link 100%. Between physical and mental health. Yeah,
definitely. And it's like, I'm big on mental health. Like, I mean, I have problems mental health wise and stuff, and every time it's happened and I felt a bit like anxious and stuff like that, I've always gone back to boxing, and it's always helped. Gone back to training, doing training more. And I think when you get into a cycle like just drinking and eating rubbish stuff, it's like a quick fix, but then your anxiety is actually worse the next day. So it's like, for me, I have to be doing the training. I have to be doing it, because there was a time where like, I dropped out for a couple of years. You know what I mean? I didn't feel great, put on weight, but now, like, I feel in a different headspace, all ready to go and, you know, get in the best shape of my life, be the best version of myself I can be. And I think when you're mentally right and you feel in shape, everything else just sort of falls into place around that. Do you know what I mean? Because you're in a good place, you know, work and everything, and your relationships with people. I think when you train and your head's right, everything sort of around it sort of sets itself right and becomes better.
And for those who don't know, you've been boxing a long time. This is not a new thing, is it?
No, this what a lot of people don't know that. I mean, I've had 26 fights, and my first fight I was 14. My last fight I was 24, so about 4 or 5 years ago. But sort of flitted back in between a couple of times. But yeah, I mean, boxing has been a part of my life for years. It's mad now, because now I've gone back and I'm not at full fitness yet. It's like my boxing brain says, yeah, you can do this. You know you can do it. You've done it before, and my body's not following. So it's like it's hard, mate. I forgot how hard it is, but it's like so rewarding, man. Like you come out of them sessions, like, and you just feel like the man. Do you know what I mean? It's different. It's different to when you just go in the gym, lift a few weights and stuff. I'm not saying that's not hard, but it's just not for me. When you push your body to the point where you feel sick and you leave, it's like, oh yeah, I've smashed it.
Was that harder then to train through lockdown, because you can't have that physical, you can't have the rough and tumble getting involved in whatever?
It's like, for me, this is why I found it hard motivating myself, because I have to have like that, what's the word? I have to be around people. I have to have like my trainer there telling me what to do and all that kind of thing. Because if I don't have that, I don't thrive. I need to be around people and just have that camaraderie and have someone go, right, do this. Come on, Jack, come on. Whereas I talk myself out of stuff. I feel fucked. I'll go, do you know what? I've done enough today. I've eaten well. And I'll talk myself out of it. Whereas if I've got someone going, come on, what are you doing? Will you get up? Then I'll do it, you know?
When you start seeing those slight improvements in, if it's training for longer, if it's physically, you've lost a little bit there or here, does that spur you on then when you're in the gym? And even when you're outside,
100%.
You don't want to eat that shitty food or whatever, because you've started making progress now and you can see it.
Yeah. It's like when I physically see an improvement, so if I see I've lost weight or I look at the scales and I've lost a couple of kilos, that's when I'm like, yes, right, I don't want to mess this up now. I'm on a roll. I want to keep going. That's when I get that. It is always when you see an improvement, or like even when you're on a running machine, do half an hour solid on level 11. You're like, yes, honey, I was doing 9 a couple of weeks ago, and that's the truth. That's actually a true fact. I do half hour solid on 11 now, which is quite a hard run. But whereas before, like, I was running on 9, so now I don't want to lose that fitness, and I want to keep training, keep doing this. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's always when I see a difference or I see an improvement, that I am spurred on by it, you know.
Do you think as a collective, because and it's a good thing, but there are so many like YouTube train at home training videos and videos you can do in your garden, whatever. Do you think now, I think lockdown's coming to an end, people are going to realise that there'll have been people who wanted to stay fit throughout, stay at home, stay on it throughout because they didn't want to put on the weight. There'll be somebody who realised maybe I have put a bit on, so now they're going to start it. Do you think maybe there's going to be a bit of a massive morale boost? Because I think a lot of people are going to start training now. A lot of people are going to start looking at this and thinking, I'm going to start taking those steps that you're taking.
Do you know what else I was thinking as well? I think, there's 100% going to be some people that like, I've gone, I really let myself go and da-da-da. But then when the gym's back open, they get a bit of a buzz. Well, do you know what? I'm going to go back, and they've got more of a focus. Like, do you know what? I'm going to, because they might not have been going to the gym before, but where they've been at home and they might have had an active job, so they was working and they did put on weight. But where they're not working or going to the gym, they're just sat indoors. They put on weight they never had. That might spur them to actually go to the gym. The people that stay fit, you got them health freak people that go and do their stuff out the garden and their high knees.
Not by them, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get them. But then I also, like, for example, so I never used to, I bought myself a bike during lockdown. I've been going on long bike rides, and I've never done that, but now I really enjoy it. So there's some stuff from lockdown that I will take and keep doing. So I think there'll be a lot of people that never used to work out at home, but then because they used to go to the gym, but now they will work out at home, so they'll do more.
Yeah.
And then people like for example, me, never used to go on bike rides, but now I love bike riding. Now we'll go on bike rides. I used to look at them people on the bikes and go, oh, what an idiot. But now I am one of those idiots, and I love it. Yeah. So I think some people take positives and negatives from it, you know. I mean, even down to like other stuff, like some people probably would have learned how to save. Do you know what I mean? And different stuff, and learn how to chat with people more in their house. And I don't know, like there's like I think there's all different things that people will take from it. But one of the ones I hope people will do is that people that didn't go to the gym, that did put on a bit of weight or something, or felt like they were bored, that would go, do you know what, I'm going to go to the gym, get active and feel good.
Well, I saw a post. It was a post that made me think, you know, when you posted something at the start of lockdown, it was something along the lines of, through lockdown, you've got to get your side hustle sorted. Whatever it is, like whatever, you've got to get some form of like secondary project on the go. And for me, it was a case of make yourself that secondary project. You put so much time into work over the last few months, so much time into the house and whatever else. Be the project. Go out and get fit, do some running, do some weights, whatever. Just do something.
Definitely. I mean, honestly, my brain's been ticking, mate, like thinking of all different things. And I can't have loads of ideas and a couple of projects have opened up. Just like personal stuff, like I'm working on with some people. I've been doing like trading, some like sort of foreign exchange trading. Been trying to learn to DJ. There's loads of different little things, little projects that I've come up with. But like, I would never have done it before. But now I have. I'm glad. Do you know what I mean?
That reminds me, mate. The guitar thing is still on. The guitar thing is still happening.
You need to help me learn guitar. I've got a guitar. I bought this guitar about a year ago. Yeah. But just never done anything with it. And I went to a couple of lessons and my fingers started to hurt. So I went, no, I don't want to do this anymore. But I really want to learn the guitar. So if you can help me, mate, then
mate, that's happening. Don't worry, that's happening. So tell us, right? Let's go into this. Let's go into the boxing detail then. You were supposed to fight in summer. It's your pro debut. The fights, for those who don't follow the sport as closely as you and I do, difference between amateurs and pros, you can rack up an amateur career without going professional. That's, you know, your Anthony Joshua's, Tyson Fury's, Floyd Mayweather. They're all professional boxers, and you're looking to step into that game. Maybe not to that level first, but you want to go into those paid ranks.
Say that again?
But you want to step into those paid ranks. It's the professional game you're looking to take up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, just through boxing as a kid, we always used to say, oh, when I go pro. It's one of the things. But then, look, most of us didn't. I didn't. Yeah. I discovered girls and drink and stuff like that and then didn't do it. But then just through me wanting to have a focus on something, I wanted to get in shape, I wanted to feel good again. I'd done my years of partying, so I was a bit bored of it. And boxing is always something I've always loved. I couldn't see, I mean, I wouldn't have the motivation to just go in the gym and start lifting weights. But this, I want to do. And if I can do something I love, that's going to benefit my brain, going to benefit my body, and get paid for it. Then, mate, it's a no-brainer. And it's just something that I've always wanted to do. And to be able to say, do you know what? All them years, that time I put in as a kid, I did actually go professional. I'm happy just to say that I've done it. Do you know what I mean?
100%. It's a huge box to tick. What weight class are you looking at going into?
I'm more than likely going to do light heavyweight.
That's quite a mean division in the pros,
mate. And do you know what? I will struggle to get to super middle, but I'm quite a small light heavyweight, to be fair. And you got like Anthony Yard and stuff. I was actually at an event. I stood next to Anthony Yard, mate. He's twice the size of me. But listen, it is what it is, isn't it? There's these people in every weight class. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not saying I'm going to go in there and take over the world, but if I could get in there, and I'd love to. My aim, I'd love to win a Southern Area title. Yeah. So I can walk into any pub in the Southern Area and go, I'm better than you.
Mate, that's a mate. Why not? And do you know what? Yeah. I think with your belief and with your training, there's no reason you can't do it. You're a great age for it. Crack on.
Yeah.
I've got to say, the boxing scene at the minute, let's just have a look at that for a minute, it's massive. The huge news that's coming out is Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. There are a couple of other names still kind of circling that. Is Wilder, does he still have something to say?
Do you think that'll happen?
The Fury-Joshua fight? It has to, doesn't it? I mean...
It's a no-brainer. Do you reckon that'll be in England as well? It's got to be, innit?
Do you know what? I would love
it makes sense to make it a big England thing.
I would love it to be in England, but I think knowing both of those characters, as I do, listen, I'm not best mates with them, but I've interviewed them both on occasion. I would suggest that both of them have achieved more, beyond their wildest dreams in the sport. And every fight, I would imagine there is a train of thought, like they have to see it as their last fight. They have to get as much money as they can and as much, as much pride and capital culture.
Yeah.
So for me, it would be nice to have it in England. But if somewhere like Saudi Arabia is going to pay 3 or 4 times the value,
100%. 100%. It makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I fucking would.
Yeah. If you think, especially Anthony Joshua, after the Andy Ruiz situation, the frighteners that must have put on him, being knocked out on your American debut and all the rest of it. Imagine if Fury schools him. 6 rounds, toys with him, 7th round.
I'll be honest. Right? If someone was to ask me, I've got Tyson Fury all day.
Yeah, I think
I don't think you'll necessarily knock him out. And also, let's be honest, he's Anthony Joshua hits him once on the chin. Tyson Fury's not standing up, as not with most people. But I just boxing ability, the same height. I just can't. I just think that he could do what he done. Tyson Fury could do what he did with Klitschko to Joshua.
Yeah.
Just, mate. It's not necessarily exciting to watch, but you get the win.
What about Dillian White? What about Andy Ruiz? What about Deontay Wilder? Are these guys? Tyson Fury looks like he's got to go through Wilder again first to get to Joshua. Is that a problem?
Wilder seems to think that he wasn't right on the night, right? Making a lot of excuses. I just think Tyson Fury was much better than him on the night. I was there. And he's made a lot of kind of excuses. But I think Tyson Fury will beat him again. Unless again Wilder catch him with a big wild swing.
Do any of those guys stop Tyson Fury? Does Dillian White stop Tyson Fury? Does Andy Ruiz?
They're all great fighters. But just for me personally, like my opinion, I think that Fury beats all of them. Yeah. I really do. I think he beats all of them. But I really do.
Who's catching your eye on the English shows at the moment? Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, all these other guys that are going up through the ranks at the minute. Who's catching your eyes on the scene?
Do you know what? To be fair, I've not actually been watching much boxing. But do you know what I do? And I do this all the time. I'll sit there and I'll go on YouTube and I'll type in greatest boxing knockouts, and I'll just sit there and I watch like all like the Marquez Pacquiao knockout.
Mate.
And I watch like how people throw their shots. So like Barrera, he used to throw this left hook, so he'd be like that, and he'd wait for his opponent to cock back his right hand, go boom, straight around there. That so like he sit there, I'll watch it, and I watch it over and over again. Like I've been watching things like that, but yeah, and I think just because where there's been no boxing on, I've not been. Yeah, I've been watching old fights and stuff. But yeah, I mean the British boxing is fantastic. Do you know what I mean? It's massive. So, I mean we've got some of the biggest names out there now. Do you know what I mean?
Mate. Yeah, like there are some potential wars coming down the pipeline, aren't there?
Yeah,
Billy Joe Saunders Canelo is just going on and on and on.
Yeah, Billy Joe. Canelo, for me, Canelo wins.
Yeah, close. I can't call that one. I can't call it.
Saying that, actually, you're right. You know what? You're right. Billy Joe Saunders he'd be quite a bit bigger than him, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and he's so slick. He's the Tyson Fury of the middleweight.
He's class, isn't he, Billy Joe?
But listen, I can tell. I don't want to keep you for too long, mate. But I can tell. I can get this buzz coming from you just about talking about the sport in general, but talking about being involved in it, what it's doing for you personally. It seems like you're in a good place.
I'm in the best place I've been in a while. Like I'm training at 4 o'clock today, get myself down there, and just I'm in a better place now. And I think once I start seeing more weight come off of that, just watch this space, mate. It's going to be I'm only going to improve from it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, mate, you keep us up to date with any
dates.
Listen,
mate. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll catch up again in a few weeks, actually 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to reveal my 6-pack then, and then hopefully I'll get some more information on when I'll be fighting, and then
Can we have the exclusive on your 6-pack?
Yeah, 100%.
Mate, I cannot thank you enough for today. Thank you so much for joining
cheers,
us.
Chris.
No problem.
Nice talking to you, mate. And I'll speak. Just drop me a WhatsApp, man. We'll stay in touch and we'll do this again.
100%, mate. I